Denver Broncos family, prepare your hearts, because what I'm about to tell you is going to shake everyone up. Picture the scene, 28-26 on the scoreboard, clock at 0, Broncos country celebrating a hard-fought victory against the Colts. For exactly 3 seconds, we owned that game. 3 seconds of pure happiness that were destroyed by a decision that still has our fan base bleeding. What happened in Indianapolis last Sunday wasn't just any ordinary loss. It was something that will be etched in the memory of every Broncos fan for a very long time. And before you think I'm going to make excuses or sugarcoat anything, don't worry. Today we're going to break down every second of that play that turned our world upside down. Hold on tight, because this conversation is going to be intense. And by the end, you'll understand exactly how a penalty called leverage managed to transform our victory into one of the most bitter defeats of the season. Let's start with the complete context of this tragedy, family. The Broncos were playing on the road against Indianapolis in a game that was a true emotional roller coaster from the first second to the last. For 40 regulation minutes, our team showed grit, determination, and that fighting spirit that only Broncos country knows. We reached the end of the fourth quarter with 28 points on the board, leading by a tight margin of 2 points. The Colts, desperate, got one last chance. A 60-yard field goal. 60 yards, people. A distance that even the best kickers in the league trembled just thinking about. And that's where things get interesting. Spencer Schrader, the Colts kicker, lined up for the kick from their own 40-yard line. Everyone knew it was an almost impossible attempt. 60 yards is no joke, especially with the pressure of a game-ending situation weighing on the guy's shoulders. Our defensive coordinator set up a perfect strategy to pressure that kick. Dondrea Tillman, our linebacker number 92, was given the mission to try to block that ball at all costs. And that's exactly what he tried to do, using a technique that happens in practically every NFL field goal, leaning on an opponent's offensive lineman to gain extra leverage. When the ball left Schrader's foot, all of Broncos country held their breath. The kick was completely off, missing the uprights by a mile. The ball didn't even come close to being good. At that moment, with the clock showing 0-0-0, our team exploded in celebration. Sean Payton smiled. The players hugged each other. The few Broncos fans who were in the stadium screamed with joy. For 3 magical seconds, we were the winners of a difficult game earned with sweat and determination, but that's when the referees entered the scene with a decision that would change everything. Craig Rulstad, the head referee of the game, signaled a penalty. 15 yards for leverage against Dondrea Tillman. For those who don't know this specific rule, leverage occurs when a defensive player leans on an opponent or teammate to propel themselves and try to block a kick. It's a foul that has existed in the rulebook for years, but is rarely called in games. What does this penalty mean in practice? Simple. The Colts gained 15 yards of field position and the right to an extra play, even with the clock at 0. The field goal that was previously 60 yards now became a 45-yard kick, a much more manageable distance for any professional kicker. Now let's get to the most painful part of this whole situation. Schrader returned to the field, positioned himself at the Broncos' 30-yard line, and this time he didn't miss. The ball sailed cleanly over the uprights, the Colts flipped the score to 29-28, and our victory transformed into one of the most bitter defeats Broncos country has ever witnessed. Tell me, Denver Broncos family, how many of you broke something at home at that moment? How many screamed at the television? Because I'm sure it wasn't just me who felt my heart break in half. But here's where the situation gets even more complicated. After the game, Sean Payton himself, our head coach, admitted that the referee's decision was technically correct. Payton said that although it's frustrating to lose that way, the officials applied the rulebook appropriately. It was the right call, Payton said in the post-game press conference, with that direct manner we already know. Tillman leaned on their right guard and used that leverage to propel himself in the air. By the rules, that's a 15-yard personal foul. And you know what's most impressive about all this? The brutal honesty of our coach. At a moment where it would be easy to blame the referees, question the decision, or make 1,000 excuses, Payton took responsibility and acknowledged that the rule was applied correctly. But here comes the question that all of Broncos country is asking. If this foul happens in practically every NFL field goal, why did the referees choose precisely this moment to be strict with the rulebook? Craig Rolstad, the game's referee, explained his decision in detail. According to him, Tillman clearly placed his hands on the Colts' right guard and propelled himself to try to block the kick. "You can't do that," Rolstad said. "It's a personal foul, and since it happened on the last play of the game against the defense, we extend the game for one extra play with no time on the clock." Technically, the referee is right. The rule exists, it's in the book, and it was applied as the regulations determine. But that doesn't make the situation any less painful for everyone who wears orange and blue every Sunday. And here's where we need to be honest about something else: family. This loss didn't happen just because of the penalty. During the 60 minutes of the game, our team had several opportunities to put more points on the board and not let the result depend on a single controversial play. We lost fumbles, missed important passes, took unnecessary penalties at other moments in the game. Will Lutz, our kicker, missed a field goal earlier in the game. The defense allowed the Colts to get close to our end zone several times. Sean Payton was clear about this too. "We put ourselves in that situation," the coach said. "We had chances to close out the game earlier and didn't take advantage." You can't blame a single play when you have 60 minutes to play football. And that's an important lesson for all of Broncos country. As frustrating as it is to lose this way, as painful as it is to see a victory slip from our hands in the last second, we need to recognize that football is a 60-minute sport, not a single play. Before continuing to break down this whole situation, let me say something important. If you're true Broncos country and want to stay up to date with everything that happens with our team, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell because every week there's exclusive content about our Denver Broncos family. We're in this together, in victories and defeats. Now let's talk about what really matters going forward. Family. How does Broncos country react to a situation like this? How does our team recover from such a painful loss? The first thing we need to understand is that this type of situation happens in football. It's not the first time a team has lost because of a controversial referee decision, and unfortunately, it won't be the last. What defines a true team is how it responds to adversity. And you know what our locker room's reaction was after this game? No drama, no crying, no excuses. The players took collective responsibility for the loss and are already focused on the next game. Bo Nix, our rookie quarterback, showed impressive maturity when talking about the play. "These things happen in football," Nick said. "We can't control the referee's decisions, but we can control how we play for 60 minutes. We're going to learn from this and move forward." This mentality is exactly what Broncos country needs to hear. There's no point in lamenting what's past. What's important is using this experience as fuel for the upcoming games. And speaking of upcoming games, did you see how our season is still completely open? A loss in the second game of the season, as painful as it may be, doesn't define anything about our chances of having a special year. Remember, great teams are forged exactly in moments like this. When everything seems to go wrong, when luck isn't on our side, when external decisions are beyond our control, that's when the wheat is separated from the chaff. The Denver Broncos have enough talent to overcome this adversity. Sean Payton is an experienced coach who has been through much worse situations throughout his career. Our players have the technical and mental quality to turn things around. But more important than all of this, we have Broncos country. We have a fan base that doesn't abandon the team in difficulties. That's present in good times and bad. That understands that football is about family, unity, and persistence. So what's going to be our reaction, Denver Broncos family? Are we going to stay stuck on what happened in Indianapolis, or are we going to use this pain as motivation to come back even stronger? I know what my choice is, and I'm sure you think the same way. The season is just beginning. We have 14 games ahead, many opportunities to show what Broncos country is capable of, many moments to create positive memories that will make this Sunday's loss seem like just a small detail in a historic campaign. And one thing I guarantee you, when our team takes the field again, it will be with even more determination, even more focus, even more desire to prove that the Denver Broncos are much bigger than any adversity. Because at the end of the day, family, that's what defines us. It's not the falls that matter, but how we get up after them. And Broncos country always gets up. So let's go together. In the next games, we'll be there supporting, shouting, celebrating every play. We'll show that our passion for the Broncos is stronger than any defeat, more intense than any frustration, and when our season ends, and I hope it's with a beautiful campaign ahead, we'll look back and remember that it all started with a lesson learned in Indianapolis. A lesson about never giving up, about always believing, about being true Broncos country. Tell me, family, are you with me on this journey? Are you ready to support our team regardless of what happens? Because I'm absolutely certain that the best moments of the season are yet to come. And when they arrive, we'll celebrate together like only Broncos country knows how. Personally, family, I believe this loss could be exactly what our team needed. It might sound crazy to say this now, with our hearts still bleeding. But look, how many times have great campaigns started with exactly this type of adversity? Sean Payton is known for transforming difficult situations into fuel for great achievements. Our defense showed brilliant moments during the game. Bo Nix is evolving with each game. The offense is finding its rhythm. All the ingredients are there. Now it's a matter of time and work for everything to fit together perfectly. So, Denver Broncos family, after everything we've talked about here, what's going to be your reaction? Are you going to stay stuck in frustration, or are you going to use this energy to support our team even more? I want to know each person's honest opinion in the comments down below. How should Broncos country react to this situation? What do you expect from the team in the next games? What message would you send to our players right now? Don't forget to leave that sneaky, like if you agree that our family is stronger than any adversity. Share this video with all your friends who are true Broncos country. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is your chance to officially become part of our community. Next week, there's more exclusive content about our Broncos, analysis, behind the scenes, everything Broncos country needs to know to follow our journey toward the playoffs. Until the next video, family. And always remember, always a Bronco.